Buonasera e benvenuti ad un nuovo episodio del ciclo Classe Aperta, appunti per una pedagogia teatrale. Noi siamo Letizia
e Giovanni e siamo due allievi del corso allievo attore della Scuola Iolanda Gazzerro. Ecco, oggi abbiamo l'onore e il piacere di avere con noi un artista di fama internazionale.
È una raffinata interprete sia di un teatro più legato alla contemporaneità che di un teatro che si avvale del linguaggio tragico classico e, ultimo ma non meno importante, è una delle più preziose collaboratrici del regista greco Theodoros Terzopoulos. È qui con noi Aglaia Pappas.
Ciao.
Ciao Aglaia.
Ciao Aglaia.
Ciao Aglaia.
Aglaia è un'attrice che è già cara al pubblico di ERT per le numerose occasioni di incontro che ci sono state, dagli spettacoli con Terzopoulos ai suoi spettacoli per vie, fino alla più recente collaborazione con Claudio Longhi. Ecco, tra poco avremo il piacere di averla come insegnante qui, come docente, nella nostra scuola e perciò vorremmo partire da qui, da noi come studenti di teatro, che ti vorremmo chiedere quali sono state per te le tappe fondamentali della tua formazione.
For my very first years of my life, I have been very curious for everything. And that was really, after years now, I think that is one of my most precious path in our work, curiosity. I was curious for everything, and I tried to observe anyone and everything. That was the beginning. Then when I became a professional actress, this curiosity became the wish of find and explore all the new ways that I could in my country and abroad. So I tried to collaborate with different directors, with different systems, and so I took a lot of risks because it's not a normal way of a career, let's say. And like that, I started to collaborate first with some French directors because I was speaking very well French. It is my second language. I grown up in France. Then I had the big opportunity to work for a very long time with Anatoly Vasilyev. And then with him I understood exactly what is to have a system and what is to work under a system for an actor. And then, of course, Theodoros Terzopoulos, who has his personal system of theatrical acts. Let's say these are the biggest moments in my career. Of course, I have to insist very much in my Italian experience. That is also one of my greatest moments because I performed in Italian without knowing the language. And the risk we both took, Claudio Longhi and I, was enormous. Anyway, everything went right. And we are still together here without, let's say, difficult moments from the past. In some words, it's exactly how I went on during my career, all these years in theater, 30, 35, something like that.
Infatti poco più di un anno fa abbiamo avuto la possibilità di vederti dal vivo, proprio in Commedia della Vanità, con Claudio Longhi alla regia, qui al Teatro Storchi di Modena, e abbiamo appunto notato il fatto che, come dicevi, parlavi in italiano Quindi tu hai recitato in greco, in italiano, in francese. Ci sono delle differenze, secondo te, a livello, quando poi ti approcci al lavoro, in base alla lingua? Avverti delle differenze sostanziali nel modo di recitare, alla fine?
In the deep center of how I'm working, there is no difference because the energy is the same, the intensity is the same, and the freedom is the same. There are three elements that every actor has to have on stage, especially freedom, to feel free, to feel well, to be happy doing that job. And but then, of course, there are some difficulties, technical difficulties. For example, when you don't control very well a language, it's not that you can't express in that language, but if something happens on stage, you're not able to cover it. That's the biggest. When I spoke about risks, it was exactly this. I worked very, very hard for my to be ready and prepare just before arriving for my first rehearsal in Italy. I was working like a crazy, hours and hours per day, because I had not only to understand what I was saying, not only to express myself in a language that I didn't control at all, but to have also the possibility of the speed of the speech, and then to have the right timing for the dialogues. These are the technical difficulties, but believe me, if you want to do, you can do it. And there's no obstacles. All these excuses that we find as actors are excuses. Believe me, everything can be possible if you want to do that. And here I have to mention once again the choice of Claudio Longhi, and then the infinity support of my colleagues. They were all with me in any moment, especially Fausto Russo Alesi, where we're most of the time together on stage. Also Diana Manea, people that became my close friends, because life on stage is extremely fascinated life, and you have a real strong relations with the people that you are with.
E proprio a proposito di quella che è la tua poetica come attrice, che in un certo senso è venuta fuori in questa risposta, quello che ci hai detto un po' delinea quello che è il tuo pensiero da attrice. Vorremmo farti una domanda riguardante come si possono relazionare la poetica di un attore, la poetica personale di un attore e quella di un regista con cui esso lavora. Rispetto ovviamente alle tue numerose esperienze con diversi registi, e poi in secondo luogo se cambia qualcosa invece nella dinamica maestro-allievo, quindi se è la stessa cosa, se le poetiche di un maestro e le poetiche di un allievo, comunque quelle che si stanno sviluppando in un allievo, come si relazionano?
We have to answer to the question, does all directors has a poetic? And has all the actors a poetic? For me, when I'm speaking about these issues, is speaking about personal culture of each one of us, either directors, either actors. And this personal culture is something that is an everyday battle with mediocrity. I don't know if you understand, if you really understand what I mean, but you never finish with that. Never. Never in your life. I don't know when you begin, but you never finished. And it's not necessary that the personalities, directors, and actors are always in the same dimension. You will meet people during your professional life, and you will be you will have to work with people that perhaps you don't like, but you have to do that. You are professionals, and of course there are limits in what we can accept or we can't accept. But even when the dynamic between an actor and a director is not in the same level, the performance is on the hands of the actor. And the actor has a power that he has to understand how important and how powerful he is, and how responsible must be for the job that he's doing. Because you have to understand that it's not so easy to come out of the majority of people, to stand 1 meter higher from all the others, if you don't have something important to share. And this is not the work of the director, this is the work of the actor.
A questo proposito, quindi vorrei chiederti, visto che nel nostro approccio a questo mestiere, nel nostro percorso di studi, stiamo affrontando diverse modalità di lavoro e di approccio all'indagine teatrale, quindi c'è chi parte dal corpo, c'è chi parte dal testo, c'è chi parte da suggestioni più personali, fino ad arrivare addirittura ad analisi quasi asettiche del materiale testuale. Proprio quello che tu dici del fatto di avere una responsabilità, ci rendiamo conto che effettivamente ogni attore viri il suo approccio a seconda delle necessità che il regista gli chiede o che la ricerca stessa teatrale gli chiede. Nella tua esperienza, il tuo approccio al lavoro attoriale è costante? C'è qualcosa a cui ti affidi sempre per iniziare il tuo lavoro?
In life, we never ask things like that, isn't it? In life, everything is simple and normal, and everything comes natural. Where we have to ask all these things for the theater. The body is very important. The text is very important. The psychology is very important. But the most important of everything, I repeat again, is to try to have a system. Every time that I am in front of my students, the first thing that I'm always saying to them is that we are scientists and we have to consider our job as a science. And we have to know how to work, because we have to repeat that every day. And we have to have the same level every day, and even higher and higher every day. It's not a question of mood. It's a question of organization. and a question of system that is very well organized. But after all this, I have to say that for me, psychology is the last point. The text, most of the time, is a pretext. You understand? Because we can't, a lot of times, we can't speak directly about things. That's the way that we are doing theater. That's the way why theater has been born. Because we have to speak about things that can't do it directly. So we have to speak about things that perhaps are very serious or very dangerous. And we have to go straight to the heart of the people and make them understand not what the text is saying, but what we want to understand. Then it's the body. I have to share with you a very strong experience that I had 3.5 years ago, half years ago. I had a very an awful car accident, and I survived, but I had 19 broken bones all over my body. I have to stay on bed, immobile, for 5 months. And during these months, that if I hadn't the experience of theater and the control and the discipline of the theater, perhaps I could become crazy. I understood two things: that the body has a memory, and this memory, it's much, much more stronger than the brain memory. We have to understand that everybody doesn't care only his personal memory, but carries the memory of centuries and centuries of human being, of humanity. It's another kind of memory that is written in our bodies, in all the bodies. And that's why the body is so powerful and can resist and can go through difficulties, unbelievable difficulties. Brain can collapse. If body collapse, you're finished. So you understand how important is not to have, of course, to have a flexible body. I remember Vasiliev who was saying a flexible body is a flexible soul. But it's not only a gymnastic thing. It's that we have to respect it and to know that is one of our biggest tools in our work. And we have to understand what and how and in which way he works. It's very, very important because on stage we are bodies, we are energies, and we have to be we have to be not only intense, but we have to have an inner intensity that not allowed us to be transparent on stage. On stage, we are mountains. powers, enormous powers, because we have to not to convince, but we have to carry with us all these people that every night are coming, are paying, and they are expected to see something.
La prossima domanda che ti volevamo fare ha molto a che vedere con la crisi, perché è un momento di profonda crisi con la quale il teatro deve rapportarsi. È un momento molto complicato e ci sono venute in mente le parole proprio di Theodoros Terzopoulos quando ad ERT, in un'intervista del 2018, diceva è necessario ritrovare la propria identità a partire dal passato e non dal presente. Ecco, questo era il suo pensiero rispetto a una crisi che magari non era così evidente, ma era assolutamente forte. Pensiamo anche solo alla crisi greca, la crisi economica in Grecia. Ecco, secondo te, da dove bisogna ripartire? Da dove bisogna, che cosa bisogna prendere in mano per poter ricostruire un'identità collettiva? Tu che hai lavorato in diversi sistemi, in diverse nazioni, in diversi momenti storici, quale pensi che sia il collegamento fra il livello culturale e poi il sistema teatrale? Da dove può ripartire?
First of all, we have to create our own identity, and then to try to find collective identity. For me, an actor is his personality. And as strong as this personality, as better actor can be. Of course, if he's working hard. It's a very strong reality that the crisis that we are living is very deep, and really I don't know how we will be after that. And don't forget that here in Greece we had also 10 years before this crisis of the pandemic, we had another 10 years of economical crisis. And when I was in Italy, I was always saying that you, as Italian, you have a very strong and big responsibility against the rest of Europe. Because if Greece and Italy collapse, Europe is finished. I'm sorry. That's the truth. The Western civilization is based in our countries. So we can understand our responsibilities also, and how we have to emerge everything we have for helping ourselves, our countries, and perhaps our continent to go out of this crisis. Because for the first time during this pandemic, I was thinking that some evenings ago, it is the first time that we can speak about a real globalization. For the first time, for me, I understand that all over the world, all the citizens, we are under the same situation. No matter if it's in Asia, in America, a poor country, a rich country, everybody were under this situation that reminds me the chorus in tragedy. when everybody is under the same status. I really don't know how we will be out. I'm optimist, and one second again, I'm not. I think that the last years they are not so good, and they didn't give me as a European citizen. They didn't give me this optimism to say that yes, we are strong enough to go out. But of course, if we see back in history, you can understand that we will go out. I don't know how, but everyone has to try for that. And we mustn't lose our not optimism, but the joy of life. We mustn't, and we have to resist and to keep everyone the joy that he has inside, and to offer generously when the moment will come. This joy for us, theatre people, I think it's one of the biggest elements for the talent, because this joy goes with this sense that we always are children. We never grown up. We play. That's why we need to play every day. And when we are not in theatre, in a theatre process, we are not very well. So it's exactly. I want to be sincere, and it's exactly what I'm thinking.
Grazie, perché è bello tutto sommato vedere un'opinione ottimista a riguardo, e penso che condividiamo entrambi il fatto che non solo la gioia, ma anche il fatto di sapere che in un certo senso in questo momento siamo anche dei privilegiati, perché abbiamo qualcosa che effettivamente ci fa stare, non dico col cuore più leggero, però sicuramente ci accompagna giorno per giorno, che è il teatro. Allora, se ce lo permetti, ti chiederemmo, dato che si avvicina il nostro incontro dal vivo, visto che appunto, come abbiamo già detto, sarai la nostra docente fra qualche settimana, vorremmo chiederti se ci puoi fare una piccola anticipazione di quello che sarà il lavoro con noi.
E qualche spoiler.
Qualche spoiler, piccolo. Visto che qualcosa già hai detto riguardo a quello che pensi sia il lavoro dell'attore, cosa per te è importante avere...
Non mi sembra molto...
Però mi sa che non ce lo darà.
Mi sa che non ci darà questa soddisfazione. No, meglio così, perché vuol dire che vivremo passo per passo tutto il percorso che ci unirà.
Quindi possiamo dire che non vediamo l'ora, perché...
Assolutamente, di averti qui con noi.
No, I will not say to you anything. First of all, because I'm waiting from you. I can never organize. Okay, of course, I'm organizing things, but everything depends on you, what you are giving me. And as I told you before, the most important for me is your personalities. If I can give you something, is the way of exploring better and better yourself, by texts, by comments, by jokes, and it's always like that I'm teaching, and of course every time to remind you that you have, as actors, you have to find and to organize your personal system of work. Nothing by chance, nothing. You have always to observe what you are doing, or why you are doing, and not to criticize. We never criticize, never. It's not our job, not between us, not me to you, not you to your colleagues. We never criticize. Everything we can do, and anything we want on stage. That's freedom. Then we can select. But this is not in an anarchy way. This is always under a system. And you will see that.
Grazie mille, davvero.
Grazie, Aglaia.
Rinnovo, non vediamo l'ora di averti qui con noi e veramente grazie mille per quello che ci hai detto, anche perché dal nostro punto di vista... Grazie, perché dal nostro punto di vista di studenti in questo momento è un momento un po' critico, però siamo privilegiati a poter rapportarci con persone che tengono questa voglia e questa energia di andare avanti e di fare questo mestiere, quindi questo è veramente molto importante per noi.
Anche perché il fatto di trasmettercela veramente ci fa andare avanti giorno per giorno dicendo ok, ce la possiamo fare, siamo circondati di persone che pensano che ce la possiamo fare.
Allora,
Yes. So every day I try to do my best with your language. I like your language very much, and I think that we will try to do our best, you and me. Thank you again.